Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in this AFK journey video, we're going to talk about some tips and tricks to maximize your progression in Homestead. So progression as in the levelings of your building, because levels in this game mode or your divine shot level is very important for you to unlock more features and build more stuff, right? So leveling this is really important because it gives you more features. It also gives you additional rewards as you level up your divine shots along the way. I'm not too sure what's the max level, but you actually get more lands, you get more buildings, and you get more production stuff as you unlock this. So your very first priority will always be to level this as much as possible. So you always want to check back as to what's the upgrade requirements, how much resources you need, and then manage your resource efficiently in order to ensure you upgrade these ASAP to the next level whenever possible. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, when you talk about upgrading of your buildings itself, I think in the initial first 5 levels, the timers are not that long, so it doesn't matter that much. But once you reach the level 4, level 5 state, the leveling timer actually becomes much longer. So right now from level 5 to level 6, it takes 20 minutes. So ideally you want to send out your help requests before using your speed ups, because we do not know how long it takes to level from level 6 to level 7, from level 7 to level 8, so on and so forth. So it could cost a lot more, and then the costs will be put to better use later on, rather than, you know, you just splurging it right now. Obviously you can use your gems to speed things up if you are going to spend money to get more gems, but you can put the costs to better efficiency if you request for help, maxed out on the help request before using your cog speed up. So this one will be more applicable from level 4 onwards, because I think before level 4, the upgrade timers are like 5 minutes or less. So it's actually pretty fast and there's not much waiting. So right now we are waiting a little bit, as you guys can see. So that's for the min-maxing once you reach these longer timers for your upgrading. So that's tip number 2. Now tip number 3, with regards to your resource management. So a few things about resource management. Number 1, for the plantation stuff or for your plants over here, right? I think one thing that a lot of people do is they grow a whole bunch of stuff by like single types of ingredients, and then they just collect a lot of it. So there isn't like one right way to do it, but what I would strongly advise is to have an equal mixture of all these different ingredients, so that when you actually take on the kitchen or you go into the kitchen to start cooking itself, you can actually cook many different types of stuff all at once. And this gives you that flexibility to deliver all the different types of orders right here based off what the NPCs want, because you have a wider coverage in terms of what you need. So that's with regards to the lumber mill side, because lumber mill is one where you make the choice as to which plants you want to sow, right? So you have a lot of different options right here, and obviously ideally you want to go for the most expensive ones, but there are days where the orders here, they are the lower level items, or they have a mixture of lower level items. So you typically will still need lower level plants to craft all your lower level food stuff, but you don't need that much. So I think finding a balance and maybe like just 1 or 2 tile of the lower level stuff and then the rest being the high level stuff is also possible. So efficient management of this is one way to give you that consistent resource enough to craft stuff for your orders. But at the same time, because you don't have any control for your orders right here, I think for this part you can be very casual, just doing this 10 times daily to get your max rewards right here. This is used for your decor stuff, and obviously you can do more. By doing more, you actually get like more wish points, which will allow you to reach your next level divine shots faster. And sometimes some quests could be very challenging, so what you can do, take a look at this. Okay, this one, let's go into the kitchen and see whether or not we can craft it. Okay, so we are able to craft it. How many of these can we craft? Okay, we don't have this material. Let's just set our decks right here. Okay, let's put all our cards first. Okay, so right here you go into the materials you need. Level 6 essence crucible. So it's building right now, so we can't do it. So right now, let's say if you want to sit through and, you know, get this quest done, then what I'll do is abandon this first and then wait for a brand new one, a one which I can do so that I can fulfill the order to get all these resources right here. So if you you're okay to spend the gems, then what you can do is just use the 20 gems to discover for new stuff and then continuously craft things that you can craft and submit the order so that you can progress your divine shards. So from the equipment side or the order side itself, it is your daily to-do list in terms of the daily rewards right here. But I'll say you can do more than that if you want to push through much faster. So that's with regards to the order side and also the lumber mill management. The next thing to talk about is with regards to the layout of your buildings. So first of all, just a disclaimer, I'm not saying that you should lay out this way, but rather it will be more efficient for you to do it this way, because you want to sort of group all your production buildings together, because for you to farm all these resources, you actually need to run through them. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to put all your lumbers, your food, your ores, all the different resource production buildings all together, so your characters can just run through them, you know, have a very neat road to run through them, and then just gather all the resources at one shot when you run through them. So that's the idea. It's not a must-have. It will make your life a lot easier because you will be running through all these buildings daily. So like I'm okay to put all this here because like I figured, you know, for the lumber as well as the ore, I still have to go to the refineries. So grouping all the farming or production buildings together and then grouping their respective refineries close is one way to optimize your building layout, because you'll be running to and fro between the buildings pretty frequently. So saving a little bit of time adds up over time, and then you save out a lot of time in the long run. So that's with regards to building layout. But at the end of the day, if you want to use your building to make your farm really beautiful, up to you, okay? So that's tip number 4. Okay, so last but not least, this is the building order or building recommendation based off the order system. So what I realized after playing this game mode for the past few days is that these orders, they are random. So we don't know what unit will want what. We don't know the rewards exactly because it's RNG. You can obviously abandon the quest, right, for a much easier one if you feel that the quest is really tough and you might not be able to do it and you want to clear out your daily rewards or just get as much wish points with whatever you have as possible. So you can obviously clear out and wait for a new one later on. But another thing you can do is to not upgrade your production building levels that much, because all these orders or the items over here are based off your production building. So right here we are at the level 6. So our forge, our alchemy workshop, as well as our kitchen, they're all at level 6. So you can see that all these items, they are the rarer ones, the harder to produce one. So what you can do is just keep the production building low first if you just want to fulfill as much orders as possible. Obviously, there are cases where, you know, certain orders gives you more rewards right here, but it is not efficient if you can't craft the item or if you can't craft too much of the item. So ideally, with regards to the building priority, based off the previous point, you want to upgrade your production buildings first, because this allows you to generate a lot of resources, which can then be translated to better quality materials in your refineries right here, such as the ore refinery as well as the lumber mill, right? And this is where with the better quality materials, you are able to craft for better quality items. So this will ensure smoothness in terms of your production side. Like right here, I'm stuck here because I can't craft this right now and I have to wait for a little bit because I'm waiting for my level 6 building. So ideally, what you want to do is focus on your productions first, followed by your refinery, lastly your production building or your goods generation building, because your orders will be based off your goods generation building. So if you upgrade them first but you don't have the resources or the refineries or the refined materials for it, you can't craft the items anyway. So that's tip number 5. Very, very important, because I think some of you guys might be like, oh, let's upgrade Forge first, let's upgrade Alchemy Workshop first. Then suddenly you have very difficult orders that you can't do because you don't have the refined materials or you don't have enough resources because your your production buildings are at the lower level. So that's that. And that's pretty much it for the simple tips and tricks for Homestead that you guys can use to have a better experience. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.